Hold on.
I have a mouthful of caramel.
I got some Doritos here.
Okay, hold on. I got some crunch. Ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
Barbecue.
Oh.
Barbecue and caramel go together real good.
Oh. Oh. Here we go.
Now, hold on.
Grip it and rip it.
Go, fucking go. Can this just be the show? I'm really enjoying eating. Hold on.
Oh.
I got crumbs on my windsock.
Yeah, I got a little Dorito dust on my mic. It's all right.
Very good stuff.
All right,
Well,
one more.
All right.
That was good.
Well, you know, I'm glad we were able to give everybody
Exactly
what probably amounts to the grossest 2 minutes of podcasting ever.
You're welcome, Internet.
Man, I should not have eaten that caramel. And then barbecue chips. That was a bad mistake.
Oh, how you doing, Drew?
Oh, boy, I am. Yeah, I don't know. I'm okay.
You're okay?
I'm okay. How about you? You okay?
Yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we are, Paul. We're in episode 80.
80.
And, I think we'll save the Christmas stuff to last.
Okay.
But, Paul, I couldn't help but notice on your Twitter that you've had some opinions on your recent headphone purchases. So I'm going to turn it over to you. I want to kind of hear what you're thinking here.
So I'm the proud owner of a brand new pair of AirPods Max. We talked about them on the last show. I got them on Tuesday afternoon. It is now Thursday evening, so I've had about 2.5 full days. Oh, excuse me. I drank that White Claw too fast. Now I got the burps. Oof. Excuse me. It's good audio. Yeah, I have some thoughts. First, I'm going to start with the thing that everybody hates, the case. The case is absolute bullshit, and Apple should be ashamed. I'm holding them right now. It's not a good quality case. I don't even think it's very protective because it's got these slits in the bottom. And I posted this picture today because it irked me. So there's a little cutout in the case that will expose the lightning port on these so you can charge them while they're in the case. But the lightning port and the little cutout don't line up properly at all.
That's a very un-Apple thing, right?
It is. Yes, it's a very un-Apple thing for someone who has attention to detail. I mean, I'm guessing that they sent the specs to the manufacturer and the manufacturer didn't do a good job.
That's what I'm thinking too. I almost feel like this is like an engineering sample type thing, right? Where they messed it up.
Yeah. It's like
Apple will never admit that.
No, it's like 1/4 of an inch too far to the right. I'll make it the album art or the chapter art for the chapter. So if you want to be frustrated, other than that, I mean they are not perfect, but sound quality wise and feature wise, I really really like them.
Okay,
they sound really good. Like, granted, like you could probably spend $550 and get a nice, get a decent desktop amp and a decent set of, headphones for about the same price. And the audio quality would probably be the same or a little better. But, I mean, they sound really good for wireless headphones. Like they sound better than the Sonys that I have. But in fact, they almost sound as good as my beloved Oppo PM3s. So I'm really happy with the sound quality. The features are really good. The automatic noise canceling. I tested them in the bathroom with the fan on. The fan noise just disappeared. The transparency mode is great. I can have them on, doing my housework, and my wife can talk to me and I can hear her. It's really nice. Like, with transparency mode on, I can hear myself typing on my keyboard. With noise canceling mode on, my keyboard is silent. Like, they work really well. They are heavy. And while I don't find them I finally figured out how to wear them. The ear cushions themselves, the memory foam ear cushions are really nice. They don't make my ear hot. They sit on my ears well. They're just heavy, really heavy. And while I no longer find them uncomfortable, I would not call them comfortable either. They're just kind of there. I think this is a headphone that if you purchase, you really have to be okay with you not liking how they fit on your head and sending them back. They are not going to be for everyone. They have a very, very strong, I guess they call it a clamping force, right? The pressure that the headphones exert on the sides of your head to stay on. There's a lot of it, right? They seem to push very hard against your head.
Well, the one comment that you had posted on Twitter that I was really curious about is you mentioned that they seem a little heavy.
Yeah, they are very heavy, and it's the weight that makes them uncomfortable, I think, right? I mean, they're aluminum on the sides, and the headband is mostly stainless steel, right? Like, it bends a little bit, but it's still like pretty solid up there. They're heavy. They're like easily twice as heavy as the headphones I have on right now, if not more.
Now, do you think that pressure, that weight that sort of presses on your head, do you think that will loosen over time as you continue to wear them? Or do you think this is a forever thing?
I think this is a forever thing. I mean, I imagine I might get used to it and I might build up, a resistance and a tolerance to it. But like, that's what I've been really telling people who's been asking me questions, like, hey, what do you think? They sound great. If you're curious, order yourself a pair. Just be prepared for them to be uncomfortable. Because I think there's going to be a large amount of the population that just cannot tolerate these. In fact, I've been wearing them pretty much just about nonstop since I got them. I put them on Tuesday. I wore them all day, at work, listening to music and taking, meetings on Wednesday and Thursday. So I've worn them a lot, wore them around the house, wore them to do housework. I was wearing them listening to a podcast right before you called.
How's the battery life?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, I don't even have to think about it. Like, I've been using them all day, and let's see if I can get them to come on and tell me how much battery life is left. They're at 55%.
Yeah, like, I wear my AirPods so much that I'm lucky to get like a 2.5 to 3 hour conference call out of them right now. Because that's my primary driver of my AirPods right now. Those are the things I use when I'm meeting people for work. Because I can like connect them to my Mac and I can use Teams or whatever I need to use to talk to customers, and it works great. And then if I hear the little like battery running out noise, like I panic a little bit, and then I like throw my my wired headphones on and I talk to like my wired mic that I have at my desk upstairs. But the thing for me is, like, I tend to walk around a lot when I talk. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of turn off my webcam and I sort of like, when I'm having a meeting, I will kind of just pace and talk and answer questions and stuff. So I like the freedom that I can like walk around hands-free. I don't know. I'm sort of sad to hear that kind of feedback. I'm hoping that it gets better. Maybe it's something you just get used to the more you wear them. Like, do you notice it less like day 3 now, or?
When I first got them, it took me a while to figure out, like, where should I, because the part that goes over your head kind of adjusts right, so you can pull it away and make the whole headphones a little bigger. So it took me, a couple hours to figure out, what size I should keep the headphones at, where I should put it on my head. Like, I actually wear them back a little farther than I normally do with a normal pair of headphones. And like I said, when I first got them, they were uncomfortable. I no longer think that now. Like, I can wear them all day and I think I'll be fine, but they are not, like, they don't disappear, right? You always know you have these things on your head. Like, they just kind of sit there. You just kind of notice them. They're right on that cusp of uncomfortable and comfortable. And I really think that's really going to depend on, people's tolerance for that clamping force and that people's tolerance for weight. I mean, I imagine that there's a lot of people, probably at least half of the people that got these headphones on day one and were like, nope, these are going back, because they're not going to be for everybody.
Well, it definitely sort of makes me think a little bit about whether or not I still kind of want them, because I've read a few reviews that share, I think, a lot of the concerns you have. But the general consensus seems to be that they sound really good.
They do. They sound amazing.
Yeah.
Now, they are, like, I use a lot of the automatic handoff between my phone and my Mac, right? Most of the time I have it connected to my Mac. On the Mac side, they're buggy, and I'm sure it's just software, right? There's certain things you can do that cause them to sound just extremely flat and not good. I found while the handoff from the Mac to the phone is pretty reliable, the other way from the phone to the Mac is a little fiddly. Sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes I have to go into like Bluetooth and like reconnect to them. At some points, randomly, I pause my music, took them off my head, put them back on, hit play. The sound just got really bad. I'm guessing, like, Apple build like computational audio, right? It does analysis on, what's being played and tries to make them sound good. I'm guessing at some point that, like, it gets confused and that doesn't work. And you kind of just have to like reconnect them on the Mac. But I'm sure this is all just software stuff and will be fixed in the next like hot fix. But like, if your primary use is with the Mac, they're a little buggy right now.
Yeah, that's really disappointing, because I would love to, because I go back and forth between my AirPods for meetings and then my Sennheiser. Sennheiser? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Sennheiser. Yep.
Sennheiser. I go back and forth between my AirPods and my Sennheisers. My Sennheisers is what I use to like listen to music. Or if there is a meeting that I'm not presenting on and I just need to kind of listen and I'm too lazy to like flip over to my AirPods, I'll just leave those headphones on. But I would love to have a nice set of headphones that had good battery life that I could like keep on all day, or at least close to all day. I
mean, I would get them. I'd order them from Apple because they have a pretty generous return policy, and just be prepared to not like them. Like, I mean, that's my biggest advice right now is, like, they will sound amazing. They just may make your head hurt.
Well, okay. So what are you going to do? Are you keeping them?
I'm going to keep them. I don't know whether I'll use them. Like, my original plan was to kind of make them like, this is the headphones that I wear all day during work. I take meetings on. I still might do that. I'm not giving up on that yet. I'm going to continue to wear them, the rest of this week and the bit of next week that I'm working. I do like them for my putzing around the house stuff, my listening to podcasts. Like, considering that my AirPods Pro I cannot wear anymore because they physically hurt my ears now. They are much more comfortable than that. But yeah, I mean, I like them for just kind of that putzing around, doing the dishes, taking out the garbage, that kind of stuff. Oh geez, I have so much to talk about the topic you just put in there. Holy crap.
Okay.
I gotta keep this tight. I'm going to keep them. It's just a question of how much I use them on a day-to-day basis. But I mean, dude, they do sound good. They sound really good.
Okay. I still want them. I think that's good feedback for anybody who's considering them. I know that I personally still would like a pair. I will get a pair eventually. I probably won't be able to get a pair until, I don't know, at this point, February, because who knows how long they're going to be out of stock, and Christmas is right around the corner and everything. So I'll get there eventually. All right. Paul, it dawned on me that I don't know if you know this, but 2020 has been a hell of a year.
I've noticed. Yes.
And it concerns me that we never really address that as podcasters.
Okay.
So if you'll just indulge me for a minute, I have a message for our listeners.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Like really, really punch this part up. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, besties. Here at Doing Their Best, we know that 2020 is a challenging year for you, and we just want you to know that we're proud to call you part of our podcast family. We hope that you continue to be a healthy part of our loyal listeners for not just the rest of the year, but for many years to come. We're all in this together, and we want to make sure we're doing all we can to help us through these challenging times. Across the world, people are feeling the effects of this crisis. Here at Doing Our Best, we're committed to giving you the best 50 to 58 minutes of quality content you've come to expect of us from each week. I, Drew, know that I spend a lot of my own time thinking and am wholly focused on COVID-19 and how our podcast can best play its role to help you. I want you to know that we will continue to do our part and we won't stop looking for new opportunities to help. There's no instruction manual for how to feel at a time like this, and I know this causes stress for everyone. My list of worries right now, like yours, I'm sure, is long, from my own parents, family, friends, to the safety of you and our listeners and my coworkers, to those who are already very sick, and to the real harm that will be caused by the economic fallout across our communities. But through it all, we promise to keep doing our best.
I'm tearing up a little bit. That was beautiful.
I really feel like we owed everybody a message, because I don't know if people realize how hard of a year 2020 is.
It's been a hard year for everybody.
Yeah. Does that help? Does that help? Like, is it?
Yeah, I think that helps. I think that helps. I think
everybody feels good. Everybody feels good now. Okay.
That was right. What we needed for 2020. I think it's good.
That's really what we needed. Everything's fine now. We can move on. We can move on. Just so you know, I didn't write that completely. I just took Jeff Bezos' Amazon message and punched it up a little bit. So that's where most of that came from.
Awesome. Well, I think you really took it and made it your own.
Thanks, man. All right. So we talked a little bit about Cyberpunk last week, but boy, oh boy, there's a lot to talk about today. There's some recent breaking news right before this podcast. Breaking news. Why don't you start us off?
Well, the breaking news is Sony has pulled it from the PlayStation Store. You no longer can buy Cyberpunk 27 digitally for either the PS5 or the PS5 and the PS4 Pros and the PS4 at all. You can't buy it at all. It's off the store. I can't remember of Sony ever doing something like this. Ever. Even with No Man's Sky, there was like, yeah, send us an email, we'll give you your money back. But they never pulled it from the store. And I think there's good reason to. Like, from what I've seen, it is unplayable on a PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
It is really, really bad on a PlayStation 4 Pro. And as someone playing it on a PlayStation 5, it's still pretty crappy on a PlayStation 5.
Okay, so your experience hasn't been super great then?
No. It crashes at least every 45 minutes.
Huh.
Sometimes more. It is, I mean, one of the reasons I am a console gamer is I don't want to deal with this stuff, right? I don't want to deal with updating my drivers or having inconsistencies or game crashes and figuring out, is it my drivers, right? Like, they know what the target is for the console. You usually can hit it. You know, you might have a game that, crashes once during 100 hours of playthrough. This is, I played it between 6 and 8 o'clock and it crashed 3 times on me. Like, hard crash, like, boom, gone. It's, I mean, I'm not getting as much as like the weird, like, it doesn't look as bad as the PS4 stuff. Like, it actually is, when it's running, it's playable. Like, yeah, sometimes I've seen cars fly through the air. I've seen dozens of people in T poses. I've seen people playing guitars and the guitars aren't there. I've had dialogue issues where I've had two different people talking to me at the same time. I've had dialogue issues where I was talking to somebody and then the dialogue just stopped. And then about 15 minutes later, that dialogue started happening again. And that whole tree, even though I wasn't around that person anymore. I mean, I can get through it. I think I'd be enjoying the game more if it was more stable. Overall, I'm very disappointed in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, I think console gamers have a right to be.
Yeah. Even then, for all the effort and the time and the hype that's built up around this, like, it's just missing so much that other open world games have. Like, I'm tired of seeing, the same citizens in their little panic posed. The stuff that's not the main story, I think, is very dry and repetitive, and to be blunt, not very fun. The main story, like the story beats are good, but the rest of it's just kind of filler and fluff. And I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, I think even on PC, I just don't think the game is what they wanted it to be, or where they like. It's. I don't know.
I can pretty safely say that I could see the edges where stuff was cut in the PC version. There's, I think, a lot of things that they would have liked to have done that they just didn't have time to do or couldn't accomplish technically.
Right.
Now, for me, I'm not having any crashes. I am getting like weird little glitches from time to time, mostly around like quests not completing the right way, and like I'll reload a quick save and everything's fine. Like, those have been my biggest things. The biggest thing that has been a disappointment for me has been the performance. Now, I have spent ridiculous amounts of money on my PC. There's not many more things I can do to make it go faster. I have what is pretty much considered to be one of the fastest, if not the fastest, consumer graphics, gamer-based card. And even then, I go back and forth on that. Graphics card that you can buy. I have a lot of RAM, and I don't have the newest processor in here, but I have one that has an abundance of cores and relatively good boost clock frequencies that is it's cooled really well. And, I was really looking forward to playing this game maxed out with ray tracing. And I'm playing at an ultra-wide resolution, which isn't quite 4K, but it's greater than regular 1440p. And for the most part, my frame rate hovers in the mid-60s. There are certain times where I'm driving or walking around in an area like first loads, and I'll dip into the 50s. Is that playable? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was I hoping for more with literally every single setting turned on? Yes.
Yeah.
I think that there's probably some more optimization to be done for the graphics. I will say that, thank goodness for NVIDIA DLSS, which is basically free frames, where it like downscales your resolution and then uses AI and ML to upscale it back to your native resolution.
Oh,
like,
okay.
You want to talk about some real voodoo stuff, man. And I play it in the quality mode, which puts it back to your native resolution. So I'm not getting fuzzy edges or anything. So I'm certainly putting it through its paces. And I am now, let me check Steam real quick. I am now 19.4 hours into this game.
That's about where I'm at. I'm just shy of 20.
Yeah, I am still in Act 1.
Same.
I just made the decision to turn off ray tracing yesterday. So I have completely turned off ray tracing in my game. I'm now in the 80s to 90s, sometimes with excursions into the mid-70s when I first load into an area. Or if there's I feel like where it gets super busy is in the downtown areas where there's a crowd of people and a bunch of cars. With the reflections and the graphic fidelity, and literally everything else on my setup is cranked to maximum, like ultra everything. Game looks amazing, the atmosphere is great, and I'm actually enjoying the story. I like the side missions. I even did like the annoying AI Delamain taxi quest series, even though that was super annoying.
I haven't done all of those yet, but
they're really good. The last one's really hard.
And I think you're onto something. Like, the crashes don't happen like when it's guns a blazing, like fighting a lot of guys. In fact, like my PlayStation 5, like, I don't see frame drops at all. And from what I've read, I can tell, like, it runs at a pretty solid, like, 60 frames per second. Mm-hmm. Right? There's no ray tracing and stuff. Excuse me. Again, that White Claw's getting me. Woo!
Gross.
They're delicious. The crashes always happen when I'm walking or driving around the city. Almost always. Yeah. So I wonder if it's just loading stuff and it just can't keep up and it dies. And you know what the worst thing about the crashes are, Drew? The worst thing? All of the settings default to, like, factory settings.
Like a safety thing. Yeah, that's not a bug, that's a feature.
So I have to go in and, change a few settings. I'm an old gamer, and when I learned how to play first person shooters, the default was, your vertical axis is inverted, and that's
same.
beat into my head, and I can't change it. So I have to go and I have to change that. I have to go and I have to turn off the stupid, ugly film grain and, like, motion blur settings that I don't like. I have to go and turn on HDR.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't have. My monitor doesn't support HDR. If I buy a new monitor, I want to get an HDR monitor. I'm told it would look really good. Now, when ray tracing and everything is turned on in this game, and it's like nighttime and there's reflections everywhere, it is something to behold. And I don't really notice any frame drops. Again, like, combat usually takes place in pretty enclosed areas, so the frame rate stays pretty high. But yeah, if I'm just tooling around the city with all that stuff on, I would feel good if it could stay in the 70s. And from everything I've read, that where, like, different game review sites or hardware review sites have done benchmarking at 4K, I'm getting slightly better performance than 4K, which makes sense because my monitor tends towards the 4K side of the spectrum than 1440p. Not quite, but almost. So I guess my performance is where it needs to be, but man, it'd be great if I could just get a little bit better. And I know ray tracing totally whoops every system's butt. Like, I understand that, but other than that, I think that's probably my biggest complaint right now with the amount of money and time that I've put into building my PC and, preparing for this game. I don't know. I guess I was just hoping for a little bit better. Now, again, that said, I'm enjoying the game. I'm playing the heck out of it. I'm still in Act 1, and I'm just kind of running around doing side quests right now. And I'm having a blast. Some of them are a little repetitive, I will admit, because, like, the objectives are the same, but the layouts are different.
It always ends up run into some place, kill a bunch of people, get something.
Oh, well, I guess if you're a savage, if you're not a suave, cool person like me with high reflexes, high cool factor, and, like, literally no intelligence, I have to sneak in places. So that's pretty fun. Anyway,
I don't find the stealth to be that. I don't know. The stealth gameplay doesn't grab me at all.
There's not much to it. There really isn't. Like, you use quick hacks to disrupt people's vision if you get into trouble. You can distract people. I like to sneak up behind them and do non-lethal takedowns. I just got an ability the other day where I can jump from an elevated area and take somebody down automatically. I like that ability a lot. And I've started to play the melee game more. I like the shooting in the game, but I've been doing more melee combat, especially, like, unarmed combat, because I like that part.
I just got the Mantis Blades this evening.
I heard those are, like, game-breakingly good.
They're pretty good. It makes it a little different as, like, there's that guy sitting behind cover and I just can't get my smart gun to freaking hit him. I just run out and just run around him and just slice him up, and it's good. Yeah.
Did you do the mission? Oh, which one was it? Oh, you did the Corpo life path, correct?
I did. Yes.
Did you get a chance to romance that nice corporate lady that shows up in the prologue?
No. In fact, she doesn't like me at all.
Okay. I sealed that deal. Okay. And as a result of that, I have an epic blunt weapon that's a giant dildo. And that thing rips, dude. Like, that thing absolutely rips. Like, you just smack people with it, and it's ridiculous. There's a lot of dildos in that game. There's dildos all the way down.
Lots of
dildos.
Yes, lots of yes. Lots of
Matter of fact, I read an article that like they're going to release a patch to like tone down the dildos.
Tone down the dildos. The release notes are going to be 25% less dildos.
Right. Or at least more dildo variety.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I mean, I'm sure in 6 months, the performance will be there. The PS4 version will be back in the store, and it will at least be playable. The PS5 optimized version will be out, and I'll get, at least some better graphics and some more stable performance. And I know, I get it. Like, they delayed this game over and over again. They spent, 9 years on development, with no really revenue coming in. Like, I'm sure at some point someone said we just have to frickin' ship it, but man, this game could have used 4 more months in the oven.
Yeah. I'm starting to agree with you, and I think I'm gonna keep playing it. Like, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna finish it, and then as more sort of patches come out and we see some fixes, that'll be the point where I replay it. I'm not gonna rush to replay it. That's kind of where my head with it is.
Yeah, I may at some point just decide that I'm just gonna get through the story missions and see what the ending is like. And because I guess you get more options for the ending depending on what side quests you do and stuff. So I may just kind of rush it and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm told that if you totally blitz it, you can finish the game in 20 hours. And honestly, I am at the very start of Act 1. Like, the minute I could sort of not do main quest stories, I started venturing out into the city and doing my thing. I haven't revisited the main story, so I'm doing a lot of the side quests.
The main story, I think, is where all the quality is. I think the side missions and the gigs are just kind of okay. Yeah. I've done some of the main story stuff. I think that's where it really, really shines. I think the voice acting is really good, except for Mr. Keanu Reeves. I think his performance is dry as can be.
You know what's funny? Okay, so here's the funny thing about that, because I've heard that too. And I'm not going to say that he's going to win any Academy Awards here. But I did a mission tonight, actually, right before this podcast, where I noticed that he starts showing up in side missions. Sort of
he does.
Just as flavor. Mm-hmm. In those, I feel like he does a really good job.
Oh, I disagree. I think that's even worse than the main story stuff.
I feel like the main story stuff is where the woodenness really comes out. I don't know.
Every time I see his figure come up, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to listen to this dialogue again. But I think the rest of them are really good. And the other, main characters, I don't want to give a lot of spoilers here, but everyone else I've met, I've really enjoyed. But there's one of the side missions, that I'm doing now, you meet this nomad, and I think the voice actor for her is so good. The animations are so good. Like there's a point where you're riding beside her, and I kind of looked over her, and she's not in a good mood when she's doing it, but I can just tell the way that she's got her arm on the window and one hand driving, and that she looked pissed. It was so good, and then just Johnny Silverhand comes up, and it's just so.
I really one last thought there. I felt the prologue mission where you actually play as Johnny was freaking awesome.
Yeah, and it's. I've been reading some stuff about that. Let's just say that those events in the kind of lore of Cyberpunk are big. They're, that whole thing. And what you play is not how it's described. It's you're really getting Johnny's recollection of what happened, less than what actually happened or what is said to have happened. It was kind of first I was like, this is not how it's supposed to go, and then I started reading some stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. This is really what Johnny this is how he remembers it, and it may not be right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know nothing about these characters or the backstory like you probably do. I was going to ask you about that, but there's probably spoilers in there, so I'm going to save it. We'll save. I feel like we need to put a moratorium after this episode on 2077 stuff for two reasons. One, we've been talking a lot about it. And I'm sure people are probably sick of it. And two, I just think we both finished the game. Yeah. We sort of let CD Projekt Red do updates or whatever, and there could be a point in time where we do sort of a retrospective. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, and that's that. And then I found $5.
Yeah.
All right. One more quick note before we get to the big topic of the night. I am back working with a nutritionist.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, Paul. You knew me when I was pretty fat. Not that I'm still like fat, but when I was a little bit heavier. A couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to work with a nutritionist at the gym I belong to. And as part of that, I sort of learned how to properly measure and understand nutritional value in food. And I did like all that tracking of my intake of food. I was on a workout pattern and a regimen, and I saw exceptional results. I went from like 215 to 175.
Wow.
No, maybe not that much. Hold on a second. 175, 30. No, I don't think I lost that much weight. I think when it was all said and done, I have to go back and look. I lost like 30-some pounds by the time it was all done. And I dropped like a couple pant sizes, and I felt really good. I was performing really well. Hold on. I'm pulling up the email right now. I lost 31 pounds when I did this last time.
Okay, nice.
Now, for the most part, I have kept almost all of that weight off. I got on the scale a couple weeks ago, and I was like low 180s. I think at my lightest, I was like 176 when I got done working last time. So I've gained, I don't know what that is, 8-ish pounds, 9-ish pounds. I don't even know. And I feel it. Like I legit feel different with even that little bit of weight on me. Now, I understand that I can't just do this again and magically lose that much weight. I'm not even looking to. I'm just looking to get back down under the 187 mark, or the 180 mark, let's say. And the woman that I worked with last time is no longer at the gym. She moved away. But I'm working with a different coach this time. And this time we're taking a slightly different but similar approach where, again, I'm doing tracking of what I'm eating. I'm being really mindful of what I'm eating. Just kind of doing all that, and also doing slightly different things with my workouts, because now that the focus isn't so much about losing a ton of weight, we have things that we can do a little bit different in terms of how the workouts I do and the nutritional value I'm getting, because now I have like these other sort of goals where I want to build up cardiovascular endurance, and I want to get, extra mobile and be able to perform in workouts at soon to be 41 years of age. So it's a slightly different story than the last time I did this, but it's going pretty well so far. And
good.
It's really hard this time of year too. So I'm trying to like ration out the days that I know I could just completely go off the tracking wagon. And like, and my coach gets that. And I'm not going to have to change up like Saturday night, date night or anything like that. It's going to be much of the same, but just want to call that out that, it was really beneficial to me, and I learned a lot of good lessons that I'm thankful for, still being in pretty good shape from where I'm at. But, 2020 considered, only gaining, 6 or 7 pounds, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting on so much weight. I'm just stress eating and getting less exercise. It's fine. This body's built for a good time, not a long time.
I like that. Anyway, more to come. I'll keep everybody posted on my progress. This is going to be a 3-month engagement. So we're in that kind of transition phase right now. And I already sort of feel it in my workouts now that I've cut back and have been way more stringent on my calorie intake. Like I definitely feel it at the beginning of my workouts. And this is how I felt last time.
Right.
My body is now adjusting. And in actuality, after I'm almost a full week into tracking right now. What it is I don't actually get enough calories, and my body is doing weird things because of that. So now with my goals, I need to make sure that I'm hitting these targets as close as I can and not being under those calorie counts. It's not about trying to get under a goal at this point. It's actually trying to meet another goal. But I mean, I've got plenty of stuff in this house that if I can get all the calories I want, but it has to be the right kind of calories, right? So
right.
That's where I'm at, and we'll sort of see how it goes.
Not Doritos.
No, not Doritos. I would love some Doritos though, man. I would love some Doritos.
I still got like half a little bag left here right now. Oh, that's for after the show.
Okay. All right, here we go. It is time.
I don't know what's going on. Okay.
What?
Am I supposed to get something from you? Or am I getting? Or I don't know what's going on. So, okay. All right.
It is time for our now annual gift exchange.
Okay. Yep.
I am looking at 3 packages over on the side of my room here. Two of them.
There's one more coming too that's not there yet, but
all right.
I'm happy you got the last one. So you got almost everything.
Okay, so I've got 2 packages from Amazon and one from a location I do not recognize and have not Googled. So I am completely clueless at what this third package is.
Okay.
Now, when we talked about setting up the ground rules for this challenge, we need to take a quick trip down memory lane here because last year I really dropped the ball.
No, you.
I did.
Lies.
I did. So
Fake
to
news.
recap, last year Paul, in an exceptional act of generosity for a total simp like me, I didn't deserve the nice mesh Wi-Fi system that you bought me, and it was, let's be frank, it was expensive, and you bought it for me, and my Wi-Fi and by proxy my entire life is better because I have good Wi-Fi, and like all my smart devices, even out in my garage, work better, and it has been a very good year for Wi-Fi in my house.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I bought you a denim jacket.
You bought me a lifestyle.
I bought you a lifestyle.
A lifestyle.
I want you to keep that in mind.
Okay. All right.
As we go through this. Now,
okay.
Here's what we're going to do, Paul. So we're going to now do the second annual Doing Best Podcast gift exchange. And I'm going to do mine last.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to just scoot over here real quick and grab some packages.
Okay.
Oh, that one's heavy. Okay.
Right. Open the heavy one. I don't know.
On.
It doesn't matter. There's
2 heavy ones. Okay, so here's
guess.
what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at an Amazon Prime like envelope one that is pretty thin.
Okay.
I'm looking at an Amazon Prime box that has some serious heft to it. It's 6.2 pounds. Okay, that's a thick boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this white generic thing from Marlton in North Laurel Street, Bridgetown, New Jersey.
I think I know what that one is. Okay.
What am I doing first?
I think I would open the thinner of the 2 Amazon ones. Yes.
All right, here we go. Ripping in, baby. Gripping and ripping. Here we go.
Grip it and rip it.
All right, what do we got here? The Wicked and the Divine.
Mm-hmm.
This is Neil Gaiman.
Yes, I believe. Yeah, that is correct.
Oh my God.
So there's a whole theme to this stuff.
Okay. All right, so I'll shut up. Go ahead.
The Wicked and Divine, I truly enjoyed. In fact, I think they're still making them out, and you'll see more of this later on. Basically, it's a really good comic. The premise is, what if all the gods that were ever worshipped are real, and a dozen of them or so basically appear on Earth for a short period of time, and they're basically like the biggest celebrities in the world, and what that would look like. I really enjoyed what I haven't read all of them yet, but what I've read of The Wicked and the Divine is really good, and I think you really will like this book. Yeah.
Well, I am a big fan of Faust, right? And I have read things like the Divine Comedy and things like that. This looks right up my alley. So this is called The Wicked and the Divine, the Faust Act.
Mm-hmm.
So this is part of a larger set. If I like this, I have to get more.
You'll just wait.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Home run. Good job.
Okay.
A plus.
So,
all right, so now which one?
Open the really heavy box next.
All right, really heavy box next. Okay. What is? Oh my God. Okay. 2 things in this box.
Mm-hmm.
So there is The Wicked and the Divine, Fandemonium.
Which is volume 2. That's volume 2.
So that's volume 2. Got it.
Okay.
And then there is a huge book in here.
Huge
called
book.
Saga. Compendium 1.
Yeah. So I believe
Compendium 1. This is, hold on. These don't have page numbers. Holy cow, this thing's huge.
From what I understand, this is all of the Saga comics that have currently been published. All of them. I think they're going to do more, but this is all of them. It has like all 9 volumes of the graphic novel series.
Now, we've talked about this, right?
So Saga has... So if you basically look for, hey, I'm looking for comics, but I don't want to read superhero stories, right?
Yeah.
Saga is almost always at the number 1 of people, or at least in the top 5 of people's like best comics for without superhero series. I have multiple friends who just absolutely swear by this comic. I read a lot of it. I liked like how it started, and then it got then it kind of changed tone a little bit. And I kind of stopped reading, but I'm told that if I continue, it continues to get really good. But this is like Saga is generally revered as like some of the best comics you can just read, period. It will be unlike anything you have ever read before. I guarantee that.
Well, you're not wrong, because
I'm not going to give you any spoilers.
I just flipped like to one page in here, and I'm looking at almost a full page picture of a man having sex with a sexy spider.
Yep. If you look closer to the beginning, you'll see pictures of people with TVs for heads also having sex with each other.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got me sold, but boy, that's a thick
it's a lot. It's all of them. It's all of them.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for that. Okay.
So a little spoiler, the package you have not received is volume 3 of The Wicked and the Divine.
Is there only 3 volumes?
There's more. I could not get you any more and stay under my budget and get you the other things. I wanted to get more of a variety. So
all right.
Open the last one.
All right, here we go. I'm cutting this open. This is okay. It's a hat on a hat. There's another box in here. I'm not going to look at the invoice. Hold on. This now I have to cut more. Boy, this thing is exceptionally well packaged. What are we doing here? Okay, it's something wrapped. It's 2 books.
Oh, yeah, this was shipped by like some random guy who sells on Amazon. So meh.
Oh, Preacher.
Yep.
Book 1 and book 2.
Yes, book 1 and book 2.
And book 2. I've heard of Preacher, but I've never read it.
Yeah, they're making it into a television series, I believe, or already made it. It's one of those books that are also like the whole theme was, hey, you like Sandman? Let's get you some more comic books that don't have superheroes in them. And generally speaking, from the research I've done, actually, I haven't read the Preacher books at all.
Whoa!
I've heard like it's really good artwork, it's really good writing, and generally speaking, it's like one of those. Hey, if you really like Sandman, you'll probably like Preacher. So
wow.
Yep.
Paul,
so a lot of comics.
You have got me really good comics for Christmas.
I hope so. I hope you really enjoy them. I really think, I mean, if you're like me, you're going to love The Wicked and Divine, and you're going to go through.
That's what I'm going to read first. I've already made up my mind. That's what I'm going to read first. Okay.
And I stayed under my budget. So
what was our budget again? Remind the audience.
$150.
$150. Okay.
Okay. I have the receipts. I can prove it if I need to. That's why you didn't get anything wrapped, because the wrapping would have taken it up above.
Well,
I did
Paul,
the math. Yep.
Paul, you made mention that you did not receive anything from me.
I'm befuddled about how this is going to go.
Okay.
Just absolutely. Okay.
Now, Paul, last year, let's just revisit this real quick.
Okay.
What you said it kind of the best there. What did I get you last year?
So you bought me a lifestyle.
I bought you a lifestyle.
You got me a denim jacket, which I took the sleeves off of and started putting patches on. It has become my battle jacket.
It has become your battle jacket. Now, in this deferred year of our Lord 2020, you have not gotten to experience the joy of wearing the battle jacket.
I have
now
not.
Remind our audience at home your journey with the jacket. Like what have you done to the jacket?
So I've put some patches on my jacket. Not a lot, but enough to be respectable. Wear it out in public. And of course, if you don't know, if this is your first episode, I'm a big metalhead, and a battle jacket kind of represents the bands that you have seen live and bands that you really enjoy. You get patches, you sew them on your battle jacket. It's kind of a, look at me, look who I like kind of thing in the metal community.
Sure. Now, what are some of the bands that you like?
I'm a big fan of, like, I'll tell you the bands that are on my battle jacket right now. My back patch, which is a large central patch in the back, is of a band called Behemoth.
Mm-hmm.
They're from Poland. Big fans of Behemoth.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a Lamb of God patch on there. They're from Virginia, a U.S. metal band. Tribulation. Who else is on there? Satyricon, Dark Funeral. I'm trying to think. Those are the ones that are on. Mostly a big fan of Code Orange, but I don't have a patch for them yet. So
if there were bands you would want to put a patch on your jacket for, like Code Orange, you mentioned, like what are some other bands you would want to put patches on there for?
Jeez, I didn't even give this much thought. Oh, geez. Venom Prison, I think, would be a good one. I don't know. Let's go. Let's open up my Spotify and see who's on there.
Okay.
Oh, geez, this is a tough question. There's so many bands that I like.
And answer carefully.
Okay. Thou, I love Thou. Let's just go through my top 10. Let's just go through my top 20 of 2020. It's on there. Let's see. There's Code Orange, Behemoth, Mayhem, Xenobiotic. They had a really good album this year. Fit for an Autopsy. Love them. Let's see. Was it Dark Funeral? Gojira. Love Gojira. They're a metal band out of France.
Now,
Meshuggah.
Now, do you think you have enough room on your jacket for all these patches?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So here we go. I'm going to send you an email.
Okay.
So go open up your email client du jour.
Okay.
And I'm taking a really big leap here for reasons I'll get into in a minute, but I want you to just check your email.
Okay, I'm waiting, checking for email. Checking the email. It's a good audio. I'm just humming to myself.
It's okay. Leave it in.
Waiting for the email to come up. It's in the tubes right now.
Make sure I actually send it to you. That would be weird.
Holy shit! What is this?
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. I want you to read that very carefully.
Okay. Holy crap. So, holy shit. Okay. You bought me 2 tickets to see Behemoth and Arch Enemy, another really good brand. Okay, so let me just take a step back here before I hit the big crescendo. So I miss live music a lot. And now that COVID is kind of at the tail end, some bands have started announcing tours again, but they're all in Europe, where thing is mostly better. And I've been like, well, geez, it's probably not going to be until 2022 until any of these bands make it over to the States, because they're already making plans and tours are a big deal. You bought me 2 tickets to see Behemoth and Arch Enemy in London on October 3rd, 2021.
Okay. All right. So let me explain.
Okay, this is okay.
Okay, so there's
I'm overwhelmed.
Okay, so there are multiple leaps with this gift. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So leap number one, obviously, when I went searching for gifts for you, my first sort of inclination was to go to some of your favorite bands and buy merch, right? But I don't know what you have. I don't necessarily know your size. I'm sure I could have bought a crap load of merch from all of these different people. But when I was going to the Behemoth site, I just happened to click on the tour dates. Now, like you said, there's not a lot this year, obviously, because the year's almost over.
Yep.
But I looked at tour dates at places that are relatively easy to get to that are overseas. Now, Behemoth, it looks like they're touring in England. They're touring in like the Netherlands. They're touring in Germany.
They're a Polish band, so it's easier from the tour in Europe. Yeah.
And I would hope that by the time we get into October of next year, that we sort of have this whole thing under control.
I would imagine so.
Now, listen. These tickets will get you into the show. The show's in.
I still have to get there.
You still have to get there. Okay.
Okay.
But these tickets are part one of the gift.
Okay.
Now, part two is if
Okay.
you so desire a travel partner to London.
Oh shit!
I will go with you, and I will pay for an Airbnb or a hotel room for you and me.
Okay.
So that you can go to this show.
Holy shit, Drew!
Now
you're dumping into the deep end on this one. I tell you, this is a heavy band.
No. You didn't hear me. I said I would go with you to London.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I have no desire to see this band. However, I will say this.
Okay.
If you have somebody in your life that you would like to take to the show, this second ticket is yours to use how you see fit.
Okay.
Now, no pressure, but I do know that bestie and friend of the show, Rob Sewell, who lives in England, would love to meet you and at least have a beer with you while you're there.
Crap.
Or you could take him.
Oh, crap. Oh, that is an awesome idea.
It's your ticket. It's your gift to do what you see fit.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, Rob, if you're listening to the show, I know you reach out on Twitter a few times. Send me an email if you're free October 3rd, 2021 to and these look like they're like standing, they're like general standing rooms.
There were two types of tickets I could get. I could get close to the stage, which was standing, or in the back where like the old people sit.
No, you
did
thought. Perfect. You got to.
Okay, so October 3rd.
I'm literally shaking.
Okay, so October 3rd is a Sunday next year. Okay, so I feel like I'm giving you ample opportunity to sort of plan ahead here. I think that plane ticket prices are probably pretty high right now, but I think if you watch them over the next few months, they should start to go down a little bit.
Yep. Yes.
Think it over. If for whatever I had these tickets mailed to me for a couple of reasons. One, Ticketmaster does that weird thing where like if you want e-delivery, you have to like use their app and then use their app to get the tickets. So I was like, the hell with this. That's why it says Paul, you're in. I actually registered an account under your name just in case.
Got it.
These tickets will be coming in the mail. Once I get them, I will give them to you, obviously. And that's your gift this year.
This.
I won Christmas. I did it.
You won Christmas. This is absolutely amazing. Oh, I literally cannot.
Yeah. Now
wait.
it's at the O2 Academy in London, which I don't think is the same as the O2 Arena. Hold on a second. O2 Academy, Behemoth and Arch Enemy. Yeah, no, there it is. They're playing a show on Saturday and they're playing a show on Sunday. It looks like.
Okay. And it looks like it's not a huge venue. It looks like it holds about 5,000 people. The building looks absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
Just absolutely beautiful.
And you've never been to London, right?
I have never been to Drew, I don't have a passport.
Well, you're going to want to fix that.
That's going to be priority number one.
Yeah. Well, it's the O2 Academy in what is it? Bixby? I forget.
Yeah.
Brixton. O2 Academy, Brixton. So, make sure you're looking at the Academy. There's one in Birmingham too, but this is the one in London.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Wow.
O2 Academy. all our venues. Hold on. I want to actually see this. O2, Glasgow, Leicester, Liverpool. Am I not seeing it? Am I a dummy? Liverpool, Glasgow, Birmingham, Bristol. Oh, there it is. Brixton. Yeah. So that one is right in London. Let's see where it's close to. I'm genuinely curious because I've been to London a few times now.
Okay.
Venue info. Stockwell Road in London. To zoom out a little bit. King's College Hospital. Okay, so it is. Yeah, it's just south of Westminster. So yeah, it's not far. Actually, it's not far from Vauxhall, where I stayed two times ago when I went to London. So it's pretty close. It's not far. Yeah, that's your present. So I'm hoping you can make it work.
I will make this. I got plenty of time. I got months to make this happen.
Prep your wife ahead of time, and then figure out who you want to take.
Mm-hmm.
Rob might do that thing where he just decides to show up anyway, maybe buy a ticket. I don't know. But if not, and you have a friend, we'll see what he says.
Okay. Yep.
But I know this. I ran this idea by him because at the very minimum, I wanted him to be able to meet you in person. So, yeah.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Yeah, and if he can't make it to the show, I'm sure I can find a travel buddy to go with me.
Yep. Yeah, and the fact that this is on a Sunday, right? If we fly in like on a Thursday, hang out on Friday, hang out on Saturday, go to you go to the show on Sunday, you sort of recover on Monday, and we fly back Tuesday morning. As long as you're not flying home,
okay,
like on a weekend, the flight might not be too bad. We'll see. I mean, prices are just weird right now because of gestures and everything, but
yeah. Oh wow. And right now, I don't think we can even get into into that country if we wanted to.
Now, I will say this. Yep. What's interesting is when I was buying the tickets, there were a lot of disclaimers on the screen, and one of them was, "Hey, listen,
okay."
You buy these tickets and we're on lockdown. You can't use them. You could buy insurance and get your money back. And that was like another $20. So instead of being out whatever the conversion rate for British Queen tissues or whatever we pay in over there to US Ranchero dollars. But I wasn't able to do, I wasn't able to do that because I wasn't a UK citizen.
Okay.
It was very weird.
Oh,
so worst case scenario, for whatever reason, we can't make this work. Like, okay, I'm out, $130 or something, whatever. I tried, and we'll go see Behemoth when they're here. But that was my idea. So like I said, it's a little bit of a leap. It's a gift that's going to cost you a little bit. But like I said, I will gladly help fund the Airbnb or the hotel or whatever we want to stay at, and then we'll make it work.
Okay. Wow.
Pretty.
Oh, I'm absolutely.
So there
excited.
You go.
Oh, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna see. This will probably be the first concert I get to see live since this whole shit happened.
Well, hold on a second. Are you not looking like into 2021 for local bands?
Well, here's what I'm concerned is I keep seeing all these bands like. It takes a while to stage a tour, right? And let's be honest, a lot of these metal bands, they're not from the States, right? There are some that are, and I think maybe they'll tour again, but like all these overseas bands are already making plans to do these European tours. So my thought was, well, they're not going to do a last minute tour in the States because they probably don't have by the time everyone's full of the vaccine juice, there's probably not time. And they're probably let's be honest, the fall's probably when it's going to be safe to do it and people are actually going to want to do it. So I keep thinking all these metal bands, they're already making their plans to tour overseas in Europe in the fall. It wouldn't be until 2022 that they came back into the States. Now, there could be some local bands that tour and do stuff, and I'm sure that'll be fine, but there's a good chance that they just don't as well, or they go overseas when they can. So there's a good possibility that there's no live music for a while, and this is just freaking phenomenal.
Loud, angry music.
Loud, angry music. Oh, I cannot wait. And I've never seen Behemoth headline, so this will be an absolute
awesome,
just absolute joy. Oh, love it. Gonna pack the battle jacket. Gonna get into the pit. Maybe I'll even get contacts so I can go into the pit without my glasses.
Oh wow, contact Paul is sexy, Paul. That's how you mean business.
Ooh, I got all kinds of things to get ready for. Oh,
yeah, start.
Wow, this is amazing, Drew. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Like I said, I'm just continuing. I'm continuing to fund your lifestyle.
I love it. Strap it on.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
We probably should wrap this up.
Yeah, we probably should.
Oh. Wow. Yeah, we're a podcast. We're on the internet. Doingtheirbest.com. Doing Best Pod on Twitter. You can reach me at Paul Baylor. That's Bahler. And where can we find you, Drew?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Pittsburgh, Pittfurg. Oof. All right, everybody.
And Drew, one Christmas.
Yeah, everybody have a Merry Christmas. Be safe, be healthy, and we will talk to you all again soon.
Thanks for listening.